What's up, everybody? This is DJ Zero chilling here at 91.5 WPRK FM, the best in basement radio. You guys are listening to Wake Up Mondaze. You guys were just listening to She's Gone, Dance On by Disclosure. And before that, you guys were listening to one of the hottest songs right now that's blowing up. It's Sunshine by Wookie. That song is super, super dope. I've been playing it for the last couple months. So keep it on your playlists. And we are here in the studio with LIAM HENNESSEY. So he got here while I was playing tracks. And so, how are you, man?
I'm doing fine. Finding the way in here was quite the interesting story, but I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Great, great. It's always an early morning to be here, super, super early to do this, but it's always fun being here.
Yeah. Seemed like a good time. I was like, I can't pass this up.
I'm super happy, and when we're doing an event like the end of the month with Brighton and a bunch of other dudes. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be July 28th. It should be a Sunday.
Yeah, so I'm super, super excited for that. Yeah, I'm super pumped to meet some of those guys. I haven't met them yet, and some of them I've already kind of like. And that's the cool thing, like here in dance music, like we're gonna get into like booking events and whatnot. Like that's the cool thing. You bump into the same people, or sometimes you see their name and you're like, oh, you're that one guy that like. Talks a lot.
Yeah, it's a really nice, friendly environment. Just really welcoming, and it breeds a sense of camaraderie in the scene, which I really like.
Nice. And so, what was it that got you into like hosting and throwing your own events and finding DJs or bands, and like what led you?
It was really just the culmination of like a bunch of different forces in my life, all meeting at the same time, in perfect synchronicity. I was hanging over by a buddy of mine's house, he stays there almost enough to be a house for him at this point. I was at my buddy's tire shop, shout out Wheels R Us, and there was this new venue opening right across the street, OptiView 360, if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't been there, but I've seen pictures.
Yeah, no, it's a wild place. So he sends an invite to the shop like, hey, you guys are the business across the street. We're doing a big grand opening. You guys can feel free to swing on by. I've been family with the people at the shop at this point for like, I want to say a better point of 5 years by then. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good as in. And I went in and the place blew me away. And I just started going there. Like,
I've heard the stage is like I've seen videos.
Yeah,
it's like a big 360, like the way. I'm not. Whoever owns OptiView 360, I'm not the one who said this. Another DJ said this, but they were like the owner's like this really like cool nerdy guy, and they were just like everything in there is like to the next level. And
yeah,
like,
no,
including the stage, because I saw the stage. Like it's not just like a stage. It's like the back wall, the ground. It's like you're standing in the actual like.
Yeah, no, walking in there for your first time is really something different.
Yeah, because I was like, it wasn't just like a screen in the background of the video. Like you're standing on the actual.
Yeah, no, it's
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go look it up on Google. It's pretty cool. Like,
yeah, no, they have a new location now. I want to say like in the downtown Orlando area. I haven't been to that one yet.
No, I haven't either. But I've like we were saying earlier, like I've heard a lot of these places. I hear a lot about these DJs, but then it's usually at those shows, or unless I'm on the same lineup, then I'm like, oh hey, what's up? You're that one guy.
Yeah.
Like and they're like, oh yeah, you're that guy. And I'm like, yeah. Like, it's always funny to bump into people like that because
it's a small world, man. It's a small world.
It's small, but it's weird because it's like everybody like it's like it's not like being a superhero, but I say it in the sense that like everybody's got their like identity.
Yeah,
like,
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't like some people I know by their first name, and then some people I only know by their DJ name. You know what I mean? And then it's like I have no other correlation to you other than your DJ name. You know what I mean? Like that was nice to meet you. Like face, name, cool.
I mean that's just how it shakes sometimes. Sometimes you know Bruce, sometimes you know Batman.
Right, true that. And so for like these, so that's how you got into doing events.
Yeah, I was gonna finish my story. I just started going there because I was enamored with the place. I'd never seen anything like it at the time, and. I don't even know how the conversation fumbled into the way that it did, but I started organizing events for him. I did a couple of shows for him there. I did a Disco Pride event. I've done a Latin EDM event, a variety show, and then after that, I just started checking out other cool places. I love the vibe there, but I'm not exclusive to that vibe. I like to, have a very eclectic taste in everything that I do.
Totally. No, I feel that. And what's one of your favorite venues since you've
Oh,
been
that's
going
a tough
around?
question.
Because I know you bounce back and forth between here and Tampa.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you have a lot more picking than just like the typical whatever in Orlando.
Yes,
Because
I
here
know.
there's like 6 places and that's it. Like you rotate those 6 places.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on where you look at too. But favorite venue, that's a good question. I did just throw a really nice show at Grumpy's yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Grumpy's is always a good time. That's over on Mills.
I'm still discovering Mills Avenue sometimes. Like I remember growing up, the only place that ever registered for me was Will's Pub. That everybody knows.
Everyone knows Will's Pub. I plan on doing some stuff there eventually.
Yeah, I think
you have
I've
to
only
like
played
book
there
like
once,
a year or
yeah,
something in
it's
advance.
crazy. Yeah, I only played there because of, I think it was either a WPRK thing here with the station, or it was like a friend who was already. It was something like that. But that was the only time I had ever played there. But like I was saying, I was slowly discovering it because then I found out about St. Matthews, which is like I guess like like one more block down, and then like you said, Grumpy's is like one block.
Yeah, no. The
it.
nice thing about Mills is it gives itself that strip vibe just because A, it's kind of linear for the most part. It's all on one line, and B, it's all so tightly knit together. Like you got Lou's and Will's and Grumpy's. All of those places are like packed in like the same area. It's really
I like
cool.
it just because of the fashion. I see a lot of people dress up like it's literally the same.
Oh yeah, you should have been at the show yesterday. It was pretty bitchin'.
It's pretty crazy. Oh, we got a caller, but I
don't mind me, folks. I have a bit of a sailor's vocabulary.
Let's see. I don't know how to answer that one, but we're gonna let them ring. But so back to Grumpy's, right? So,
yeah. So that was pretty good. I really, really liked the show that I threw at the Brass Mug for Henny Fest. That was a really, really cool time. I would say those 3 places are definitely like all beloved in my opinion. I love all of them for different reasons. It's like choosing a favorite between like Indiana Jones and James Bond. Like, yeah, they're like roughly the same quality, but they're also like extremely different. I know the phrase is comparing apples to oranges, but that's a horrible comparison because you can compare them. They're both fruit.
Yeah, right. But with booking all these DJs, what goes or in bands, what goes into it? Like what makes
a lot of networking, man. So much networking.
What makes you pick them more than anything? What makes you
I'm
go
extremely
like, I like them, I don't like them, or I might,
I listen to their music. I'm extremely picky. I don't book acts that I wouldn't listen to myself, and I don't listen to myself. If I've booked a band or group at a show, I listen to them regularly, still, to this day.
That's good to know because a lot of people, like, you notice in the local, or at least, people post about it a lot on TikTok and I'm on Threads a lot now. And
what's that like, man? I keep getting notifications for Threads and like.
Threads is basically like, it's basically Twitter.
Yeah, I get that impression.
But it's like TikTok because in a way, so like if you make posts or if you comment on posts, so like at first, from what I've noticed, you download it, it's just kind of like, here it is. And then I've noticed that like, it's kind of like TikTok algorithm thing where it's like if you mention or if you comment on certain topics, like that will start to fill your feed instead of just like Twitter where it's just like, here's whatever and whoever you follow. It will do that, but I don't know if I'm wrong or right, but I feel like it uses a similar algorithm to TikTok. Because if you start posting about Tampa or Orlando, it'll start to show you people posting about the same thing.
I mean, yeah, that's how most algorithms function.
Yeah.
I think.
But it's cool. Like, it's not like, I don't know, it's not revolutionary. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not reinvented. It's, it's basically Twitter, but just without Elon Musk. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like,
which is a very desirable product.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a step in the right direction, but at the same time, like, Threads is like, it's still in its infancy, and I feel like it's still so attached to Instagram that like it's not.
Yeah, like it literally it looks like Instagram Plus.
Yeah, it's like if anybody, like, I don't know how. I feel like I'm old saying this, but like I remember when going on forums, online before there was like, there was chat rooms and then there was forums and then there was like, and then Reddit became it, Reddit kind of, I feel like Reddit kind of got rid of chat, forums, because now you can just go to Reddit and there's a community for that now. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's just that, it's just like a little, like you said, it's like a little add-on to Instagram, because you can't message you can't DM on threads, you can't, it's just like, you just comment on other posts and that's it. It's like...
Yeah, no, my interaction with threads has really only been through like just sponsored posts or suggested posts in Facebook or Instagram, and it always seems to be like rage baity, like it's always a hot take, and I'm like, dude, no one actually thinks this.
No, and I would say that's the other side. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because when you go on threads, it's either like people just posting whatever, or it's like whatever your your topic or whatever it is that you like, DJing, music, art, whatever. There's people out there fighting about it. It's like, but I feel like that's the internet, like, as a whole now.
Yeah, no, I mean, Twitter was definitely like that still before Elon Musk. I was never really a fan of Twitter. I've only just, I have one, but I don't use it.
My thing about Twitter at the end of the day was like, I don't mind sharing like my statuses and whatever, but like, and doing it real time. But my thing with Twitter was just like, it felt like a chore sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Having to go to Twitter, and now I gotta think I got 140 characters, and then now I gotta put something witty or...
Which is such an arbitrary, like number. Like, why not 150 or 100, like, why 140?
Right. Well, just for me, it was just the chore of like, because I remember growing up during the Facebook era when DJs actually had to use Facebook. And you had your Facebook Live page, you had the Facebook group, you had the messages, so you had all these little things to do, and then you had to go to Twitter and do the same thing, but with like less words.
Yeah.
Like Deadmau5 said it best, like, I can't sit here, like he said, I could sit here and give you, and tweet out 20 tweets talking about the same thing, but he said, you're only gonna see tweet number 4 of 20, and you're gonna be like, oh, he's just a PO'd old man, You're not reading the whole discussion that he's...
Yeah, no, that's the thing that I really detest about Twitter the most. I mean, back then and now still, I would say it's worse now. I hate the lack of nuance that sort of environment fosters. Like, it's one thing to like make a 140 character post about like, I don't know, donuts or something.
Something fun, something quirky, like,
Yeah, but if you're, getting into like monetary policy, I feel like you should have just a different platform altogether.
Yeah, like the fact that there's a whole, a business was made by using, short HTMLs and short links. The fact that somebody could make a business being like, let's shorten these links so you can get more characters out of Twitter. I'm like, whatever.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about markets. They cannibalize off of themselves, and as such, they have to constantly expand.
And and using that topic, how do you see that happening with music, or like as you book events, how do you see that playing into what you do?
I mean,
because it happens in every art form.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely say it has more of an effect on the marketing side for sure. I'm finding that you need to do more and more digital advertising as opposed to like in-person stuff. Which I find hanging really up weird. Flyers, leaving cards and shit. Pardon, sorry.
No, I agree with going around and doing flyers. That's something that like I've noticed that a lot of people don't know how to promote. I've noticed. I feel like I don't know if it's just me going crazy, because like, for example, like I now have like I was super lucky and met this really cool venue, and now I'm doing stuff with them every week, and I've gone around and I've met other DJs, promoters, and it's like, what do you guys do? And some places are just like, oh yeah, I just pay for an ad, on Instagram, or they'll just say, yeah, I paid for advertisement. But then to me personally, I'm like, what does that like mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if people know how it works. Like, for example, like for the people listening, like to make it short, like you could take $20. Say you're doing a Friday night at some hole in the wall bar, and you have $20 and you pay Facebook $20, and you can tell Facebook, hey, I want you to promote this event for 1 week, and I want you to use $2 or $3 of promotional per day until I get there. So then they'll give you $3 worth of promotion and paid placement. you know.
And it gives you like an estimate of like how many people are roughly going to see it, but you also like don't know like which people are going to see it as well. Like you just get a number.
Exactly. Like you can kind of tell it like, I want you to focus on the Orlando area, or I want you to focus on this area, you know, and it can kind of do its thing. But like when you're doing it, so do you do that in combination with flyers and talking to people, or?
You know, it's actually just been mostly like physical marketing. I've done, I do a lot of like digital marketing as well. I get in a bunch of groups and I have my own accounts and stuff. But I've been trying the more like in-person physical touch, but I'm finding that you do need to move more and more to an online approach.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely, because I mean that's where it is right now, and I feel like, you know, but I'm one of those people where I was talking to DJ Chino, who runs events over at Elixir, that like it's just that old school thing. For example, for me, like I started DJing and promoting in like 2009 when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And I remember that was the only thing that you could do. That was when burning CDs and having flyers and making your own album cover on a plastic CD case. You know? That was the only way you could do stuff or meet people or like sneak into clubs or go and be like, hey, is the manager here? And then they look at you like, what are you talking about? Like, he doesn't want to talk to you, but you know, versus now it's like, oh, you have to send a DM on Instagram and we'll get there. And to me, I feel like that's so impersonal.
Yeah,
like,
I was just about to say that feels so soulless.
Yeah, especially because to me, like I'm the kind of person where, like, for example, like I now kind of get what promoters go through because like I've had people hit me up, like, you know, and like I don't know how to say it, like more than they should. You know what I mean? Like, I get it now. Like, I get how annoying I could be. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, it's all in the package. It's like it's how you do it, what you offer. You know, but again, it's impersonal because, like, to me, I have a ton of DJs blowing up my DMs and, like, you know, I want to come on your show, or I want to play at the venue you're at, or I want to do this. And it's just kind of like, okay. And like I've said it to my girlfriend before. It's like, all right, cool. I'm the type that's always down to do stuff. But it's like, what are you going to do? Not like necessarily for me, but it's like, what can you do? Like, why? Like, what can you do that I can't already do by myself? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's because a lot of musicians lately have been talking about, you know, that kind of thing. And it's like, where are we now? Because now with AI, now with, you know, anybody can throw events. I'll put it like that. Like, you know, a dude could wake up today that goes to UCF and be in, I'm just being, you know, bottom dollar right now. He could be in a frat and be like, oh, I want my boys tonight to party and make money. You know, EDM is event-driven marketing, as Deadmau5 has called it in the past. Mm-hmm. And just wake up and be like, all right, bros, we're going to make money. We're going to be DJs. And somebody's daddy's got money, or they find an investor, and boom.
Hey, man, CDJs aren't cheap.
Yeah, like the ones that are sitting over here. Yeah, they're not cheap, bro.
Yeah,
they're
no,
like,
I can tell you got some real nice ones over there.
It's like buying a car. It's an investment, and that's something that I tell like everybody. Like when you see people have certain things, it's like, oh, okay, you're actually like, it's like being a car guy.
Yeah.
You know, like you can say you're a car guy. I'm sorry to anybody who's listening who drives a Volkswagen that I'm about to say this, but if you're a car guy, like you do not own a Volkswagen. I'm just gonna say that off rip. That's like that's not. I was gonna say it's a fact, not an opinion, but if you're a car guy, you should know that Volkswagens are not reliable.
Well, I mean, I would say they're not reliable.
In the sense, well, I mean, if you're trying to race a car, like a Volkswagen is not the way. Unless we're talking, I mean, there's specifics like Volkswagen R30 Ford, you know, Golf. There's certain cars.
You ever try drifting in a Beetle?
No.
That's so much fun.
It'll flip over. But
I mean, not like a newer one. You gotta do like an older one. But yeah, newer ones will definitely.
But you know what I mean. But like at the end of the day, it's like if I saw a kid, even if it's a ratty beat up Nissan 350Z, I'm like, okay, like you're in it. You know what I mean? Like you get it. Like okay, cool. Like you know what I mean. Versus if I saw, it's like seeing kids with a Camry or a Honda Civic and tell me like, oh, back in high school, oh, I drifted my car, and it's like. You didn't drift, bro. You power slid, like at most, like like that's not a.
No, there is a real difference.
Yeah, but in music you see the same thing. I use that as an example because in music you see the same thing, you know. And now I'm learning, you know, with promotion and myself and booking DJs. I'm starting to see that myself, where it's like, oh, okay, like you may have the image, but like you're not about it.
Yeah, no, I mean tying all those talking points together. I was just about to say about like. Volkswagens, I heard this the other day, and I think it puts it really well. A Toyota is designed so that you aren't, it'll function if you don't like regularly take care of it. They know you're going to miss an oil change. Yeah. Whereas a Volkswagen is like, you are supposed to get an oil change every 4.9 thousand miles and not 1 millimeter more.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're supposed to follow the exact instructions.
As a BMW owner, I tell everybody if you own a German car, you definitely have to be on the service. And I tell everybody, you may not want to pay that $160 oil change or whatever you got to do, but it's a lot cheaper paying $160 than paying $1,600 or $16,000. When you could have just nipped it in the bud.
But
like you said, yeah, it's very true. Toyota does it with that intention.
You really have to be on top of Volkswagen for it to be worth it. And it is worth it if you do stay on top of it. Like, it glides so smoothly, but it's so expensive.
Right. And it's the same in venues. Like, because in my mind, I'm tying it together, like you were saying, because like it's like a venue, like you were saying. Some venues, like, OptiView 360, have all the bells and whistles, and it's crazy. And then you go to another venue and they're like, our speakers are blown. So like, and you're like, okay, like, oh, here we go. But that's kind of the beauty of it because, it's like, it's a different feel, it's a different vibe, it's a different everything.
Yeah, no, it's not like you said, the OptiView having like all the bells and whistles. That's good for like an EDM show, but if I'm throwing a punk show, I want more of the dive bars.
It would feel weird if you had a punk band on stage with all the glittery lights. And
I did.
And they're standing there like looking like Billy Idol back in the '80s. And it's like it doesn't fit. If you put them in a grungy little room, it would look awesome.
Yeah, no, it really environment has so much to play in these shows for sure. That's why the venue choice is just as important almost.
No,
almost. I do think the talent is the most important choice.
No, that is the most important. It definitely is. And we're getting close to the top of the hour here.
Gotcha.
We're going to play a couple jingles. We'll talk a little bit more, and then I'll hop on the decks for you guys, and we'll do a quick, cool morning mix for you guys, and we will talk to you guys in a minute or two. So we will be right back. Cool. See.
Hell yeah.
Play these ads.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you can invest
So, almost top of the hour. Were we playing till 8:30? 9 o'clock?
We go till 9. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can talk a little bit more, and then I'm gonna just do my usual thing.
I got you.
Invest in better futures. Visit uncf.org/invest.
We're just gonna do like a retouch, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, I'm just looking at this. And then, you'll hit us with your links, tell us your links.
Yeah, of course.
And whatnot, and then we'll go from there. So, or, links, plug any shows you have coming up.
Yeah, no, I got a whole summary.
All that, yeah.
I, of course, I'm going to plug ours first.
Yeah.
Do you have a hotspot by chance? I've been trying to log into the Wi-Fi and it seems a little wacky.
I can give you one, but it's not super strong because
I just need to order an Uber whenever I'm done here.
Yeah. You can if you go to their Wi-Fi and you connect, it should give you a prompt to sign up.
Yeah, I'm oh, well now it's working.
Alright, let's get ready real quick.
I wish it did that an hour ago when I was trying to find the building.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Get ready.
Alright.
What's up, everybody? This is DJ Sir Wolf, and you're chilling, listening to 91.5 WPRK FM, the best in basement radio. You're listening to Wake Up Mondays, the best electronic dance music show in Orlando, bringing you the best and the newest electronic dance music. We're sitting here across from Liam Hennessey. We were just talking for the last 30 minutes about events and about how cars are similar to events. But it's true.
I guess in a roundabout way, yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's true. Like we were saying, if you've been listening, at the end of the day, promotions, it's it's like DJing. It's any art form. You have to take care of it, find the right place to do it, and then just trust yourself,
Well, I mean, this is just my own personal MO, so definitely all of the bias in the world speaking here, but I feel like it's all about the details.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's what people kind of look for, you know? It's like when you go, for me, when I go to a venue, the first thing, me personally, that I look at is the lighting, or if there's screens, or, I look for those little things. I'm one of those people. Like whenever I go to a venue, I like to like pull like a worker aside and be like, hey, like what is that? Or like how does that work? Or like, you know, because then that adds like a next level to the show, because it's like, you know, for the people listening, it's like it's simple as bringing a smoke machine. Even like it's those little things, you know, like that will eventually make everything better. But before I hop on, so tell me a little bit more about like when you're booking gigs and you're doing shows, and you're listening to these talents.
Of
right?
course.
How do you take that to, like, where do you see yourself in the future? Like, with the things that you're doing now, what do you plan to have done at the end of it, or as you continue going? Like, what's the goal that you have for yourself?
The goal, yeah. I mean, I just keep on pushing, going up and up and up. I want to eventually do out-of-state shows as well. I'm thinking Atlanta for the first round of those whenever I get there. I'm hoping to do some of those maybe by like next year after that at the latest.
And what's it like talking to, like, so you were saying, like, what's it like hitting up venues and talking to them and being like, hey, I have this idea? Like, are you most usually like open? Because in my experience, some are like, it depends.
Oh, yeah, no,
but,
it really,
you know,
it depends on the given circumstance, who you're talking to, what they're like, their social ability. If you can't, you know, speak to the right person, quote unquote, I usually find that there's another like similar proxy person that you can talk to that'll get the job done. It's all about, you know, persistence in finding, you know, wanting to get what you want done and not, you know, giving up on the first objection, being detail oriented and networking. There's so much networking that goes into this.
Yeah, no,
it's really important.
And I've said it before a couple times when I've had other DJs come on, and we've always said you just show face. You know, that's right. That's how we've been saying it, like just show face. You know, and I was talking to my girlfriend about it, that sometimes even you have people who show face, but they're not really showing face because they want to be a part of it. They show face because like they want to be a part of it, but it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like they show face to get in, but their only thing was to get in. It wasn't to be part of like the, you know, what can I do to help kind of a thing, you know?
To be in the room where it happens, as some might put it.
Yeah, exactly. Like to me, whenever I started DJing, or even now when I reach out to venues, I always ask them like, is there anything I can do for you? You know, like genuinely, like, can I do stuff for you? Can I promote for you? Can I play for you? Can I, you know? And that's how I try to look at things, you know, because to me now, and I've known it for a long time also, it's always like, hey, let me do this, let me do this, and it's like, why don't you, like, you know, not offer me something, but it's like, why don't you, like,
scratch my back, I scratch yours, you know?
Or even less than that.
Some reciprocity.
I mean, agreed, but even less than that sometimes. Sometimes it's like, hey, like, you know, just using as a little dumb little example with the show, you know, it could be like, hey, like, I have DJ gear, you know, and I would like to DJ, and, you know, I know you've had DJs on before, you know, could I, you know, I can bring my stuff, you know, to see, and it's like, wow, like, okay, like, cool, like, you're thinking about me, you know, you're trying to help me, you know, and I take that personal and like in a good way, because it's like, wow, like you care enough about the idea, you know, to help facilitate. It's not just let me play, you know.
Yeah, no, it's, you have to show that you have at least like the willingness to show that you care, that you are willing to put in the effort. Even if you're just, you know, if you want to like just say hi, like any artist that has come to me and said like, hi, I'm just starting out, please check out my music. I've checked them out. Some of them I've, you know, put on my shows like that, just because, you know, they have the sauce, so to say.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows how many dozens of artists have come to the show and been just, you know, nah, I shouldn't say anything, I shouldn't bother anything, I should just, you know, show up and, you know, maybe something will happen. You have to like be a part of the active force to make something happen. You have to manifest it and not just, you know, wish for it to happen, which I guess is kind of manifesting for it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. It's, for me, at the end of the day, it's
like
an
really manifest it.
Yeah, for me, at the end of the day, it's when an artist is able to, they hit that point where it's like luck, preparation, but it's also them knowing that it's, at the end of the day, we're all people, and we have different goals, different ideas, and it's just kind of like, do we line up? For example, my mom and my girlfriend were saying like, oh, why don't you work with so and so, or why don't you reach out to so and so, or why doesn't XYZ artist work with this artist? And like I told them, sometimes like it's not just like, oh yeah, we're big, or we both make good stuff and let's make something good. It's like it has to feel right, it can't be forced, and sometimes those unspoken little rules.
I mean, you have to respect other people's initiative as well, not just your own. Something that I try to remember is that it's easy to remember that everyone has a different vision when you realize that people look through the world through different eyes. Everyone's got their own pair of eyes that they look through, and they're going to have a different vision from you. That doesn't mean those visions can't cooperate or coexist or, even, be super, super functional and lucrative. But you got to, do something about it.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I feel like it's important because it also helps artists not learn their place, but it helps you learn different facets of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's an opening band, and there's a reason why there's a headlining band, and there's a whole different.
And that's not to say anything bad about any of those projects. They're just in different places in their prospect.
Exactly, it's different places, and then it's also for in DJing, for example. Everybody's, I've said it a million times, anybody can get behind a set of turntables and play the hot songs. Anybody that has a brain can do that, especially with the technology that's available. What makes a DJ good is, the ability to know what to do in the right moment. If it's 8 o'clock, why are you slamming? It's it's the same with bands and with DJs. Why are you playing so hard? It's 8:30, bro. It's 8:30. You're it's not gonna, and you can't teach that sometimes. You can't. It's you.
Some lessons you have to learn for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's the thing that a lot of artists are losing now because of, going back to what we were saying. They don't know about physical flyers. They don't know about meeting somebody, looking them in their face and shaking their hand and being like, or, it's usually like, let me send you a TikTok of me DJing. Let me send you a message. Let me send you this. Let me send you that. And then when you meet them, it's like when, that joke, it's like, where the girls at? And then the girls show up, and then all the dudes are along the wall, on their phone looking at the weather app, bro, these girls don't talk to me. It's like, bro, it's not them, bro.
Yeah, it's you.
Not. It's you. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is, we were saying, just go be a person.
Yeah.
Go say hi. And that's it. And it's the same thing in music. You're a person, they're a person. Yeah, no. They came to see you because they like rock. You play rock or you play EDM. So what's the problem? Just be friends.
It turns out if you're nice things happen to you.
Right, exactly right, and that's crazy. It's be nice and be supportive, and people support you back. It's crazy, right?
Wild concept.
But hopping on that idea, what are some of your links? Where can we find you? What are events that we can help you promote right now? What are some things that you can tell us?
Gotcha. Well, I actually have a whole summer calendar planned out. It's been a lot of fun so far, but I'm excited to see where we're going with the other events. We got, let's see, I want to say 4 left of this summer, and I'm actively planning stuff for the fall now, so stay tuned on the socials. I'm about to plug in just a moment. Let's see, we have the weekend of July 27th and July 28th, we got 2 shows. We got a strictly all-metal show over at Grumpy's again. That's going to be Headbangers Gala. Going to be a great time. Any fan of classic rock, heavy metal, that sort of thing. There's going to be flavors of all sorts in that sort of style. Definitely come on in. It's going to be a good time. And then the day after in Tampa, all the way on the other side of the state, you and I have our show at the Hooch and Hive. It's going to be a psychedelic EDM night. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm super pumped for that one. I know we got Brighton, Morningstar.
DJ Morningstar, I know he's incredible. I've been booking him for a while now. Shout out DJ Morningstar if you're watching this. I'm sure he will. I'm gonna send him the link to this after.
Yeah, Brighton's on there. I'm trying to think who else. Joey Bellas is on there.
Joey Bellas is really good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else.
It's such a stacked
It's been a
roster.
minute. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been so busy that like I've seen so many flyers that like I've had to buy like a whiteboard and put it up.
That's how it goes
I'm
sometimes.
running around so often, and I'm like,
yeah.
and that's like I said, I meet other teachers. What are you guys doing? It's like, oh, well, I'm just hanging out. It's like, okay, like cool, like you don't know, like I'm moving on. Like I got no time, bro. Like,
but yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be raffles, T-shirt guys at all these events. You know, I don't want just music as the music, of course, is important. It's why people come. It's why you're throwing the event. It's the MO, as people call it. But I care about the details. I want people to like have a good time, be like, oh, this is not just like live music. This is like an event. But going back to my calendar, so we have the show at Grumpy's July 27th, Headbangers Gala. July 28th for that psychedelic EDM show at Hooch and Hive. Then we have in August 17th a show at the Spot. Have you heard of that venue?
I have not heard of the Spot actually. I might have heard of it, but I've never been there.
All right, so the Spot is a DIY venue. You've heard of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's one of the better DIY venues I've seen in a long time. It's going to be really exciting. That show is going to be electric. That one's called Hennessy's Roulette just because it's an eclectic show. Spin the wheel, you'll get something different, each time you pop in and out of that set. It's super eclectic, going to be a wild time. All DIY shows are wild. That's why I'm as excited as I am for it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to tune in for that one as well, guys. If you guys aren't familiar with that venue, it's called The Spot. It's got little dots in between each letter if you Google it or look at it on Google Maps. So it's going to be S Spot, P Spot, O Spot, etc.
The Spot.
I need
to look that up. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I know. Little periods though, like I said.
Okay.
And then the last show that I have planned this summer, that at least I have announced right now, like I said, I have more coming. Stay tuned for that. Is September 22nd at the Brass Mug. It's a Sunday. It's the last calendar day of summer. So I have a whole punk alternative show set up for that date. That one's going to be wild. That roster is super, super stacked. Got Bozo, OBT, shout out to those bands. Especially shout out to OBT. If you haven't heard of that group, stop what you're doing. Check out their project on Spotify. Orange Blossom Trail. Can't miss. Perfect indie. Generational songwriting talent.
Nice. I'm super hyped to check that out on my own time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm super excited.
But yeah, those are all the shows I have announced as of now. You can catch announcements for future shows at my socials. On Facebook, my name's just Liam Hennessey, LIAM HENNESSEY.
Liam Hennessey. You guys know how to spell Hennessy.
Yeah. Well, no, the reason I clarify is...
No, you're good. They know how to...
No, I'm clarifying because the spelling of the cognac and my name is a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's one character difference, and you know how much difference a character can make in the online space. Also, definitely check out my Instagram as well. That's going to be LIAM, followed by a second M, HENNESSEY. We also have an events page, Hennessey Events on Facebook, and a bunch of more stuff coming out. Or we're working on setting up a Discord server.
Nice.
Stay tuned. We got a thriving community, and it's only going up from this point.
Amazing. Thank you so much for telling us all that. I'm super happy I was able to bring you here to the show. Remember, you guys, Liam Hennessey, find him on Facebook, find him on Discord, find him on Instagram.
Yes.
So make sure you guys keep it locked in here. I will be retweeting and re-showing this on all my socials, so make sure you guys stay in touch, and we'll catch you guys with him in the next bit. I'm going to play you guys a song in the in-between while I run over to the other side and get behind the DJ booth, and I will talk to you guys in a minute.